Bill O'Reilly here. It is Tuesday, May 21st, 2019. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. And here's what's happening today in America. President Trump instructs his former White House Counsel to ignore Democrat subpoenas. The Mullahs in Iran ramping up production of uranium. Second Amendment supporters across the country may create their own sanctuary cities. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders tied in Iowa. A new survey showing millennials to be the most pessimistic age group in generations. Also coming up, my message of the day on a civil war among Democrats. But first, to Washington. President Trump directed his former White House counsel, Don McGahn, to skip a scheduled hearing with the House Judiciary Committee, saying the lawyer cannot be compelled to speak with legislators regarding his time served in the Trump administration. Attorney General William Barr has also refused to meet with the same committee. To the Middle East, where leaders in Iran say they will increase their production of uranium by 400% after President Trump threatened to bring about the, quote, official end of the Islamic Republic. Back home, a handful of sheriffs across the country are protesting against what they consider infringement of the Second Amendment. Law people from at least 75 counties are now declaring sanctuary cities for gun owners, refusing to comply with enhanced background checks or emergency protection orders against private citizens where guns are concerned. On the campaign trail, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are locked in a tight race in Iowa. A recent poll showing both Democratic frontrunners gaining 24% of support from voters in that state. Sanders also ended up splitting the vote in 2016 when he and Hillary Clinton each won 49% in a two-way Iowa caucus. Now, Iowa is considered a far-left voting contest. A new survey shows millennials and members of Generation Z are increasingly depressed about their future. The data reveals younger Americans are also more pessimistic about the economy than in years past, with just 26% believing their financial situation will improve. That statistic was 45% just 1 year ago. Although the U.S. economy does remain strong, you still have to work hard to succeed in America. Coming up, my message of the day on impeaching President Trump. But first, if you are age 75 or older, and if you own a $100,000 life insurance policy or larger, please get a pen and write this information down. Many Americans are making the decision to convert their life policy into cold, hard cash, giving them some extra money to pay off credit cards, medical bills, any number of things. Look, the economy's always been dicey. Some people need cash. There's nothing wrong with that. You may find the cash you need in your life policy. If you are over 75, you have a $100,000 policy or larger, please write this number down now. 844-WE-BUY-75. Totally free to call. Get rid of those insurance premiums. Stop paying them. Consider turning the policy you have into cash. The number again, 844-WE-BUY-75. Call 844-WEBUY-75. 844-WE-BUY-75. Call now, brought to you by our sponsor, Life Guide Partners. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Apparently, there is a battle in the House between followers of Speaker Nancy Pelosi and more radical Democrats. According to the Politico website, some congresspeople want to begin articles of impeachment against President Trump. But Mrs. Pelosi says no. There are a few main reasons for the Speaker's dissent. First of all, there are no formal charges against Donald Trump. The Department of Justice has cleared him in Russian collusion. That is the Mueller report. And Mr. Mueller says he could not find enough evidence to accuse the president of obstruction of justice. That's on the record. Secondly, upcoming reports might well embarrass the entire Democratic Party. The Department of Justice is set to issue a report from the Inspector General about how the FBI conducted the entire Russian collusion investigation, as well as the probe into Hillary Clinton's emails. If those things come back and say that the FBI booted both investigations or either one, the Democratic Party will have to run for cover as they supported the investigations and convicted President Trump, even though the evidence was not in. Finally, Nancy Pelosi knows that all the polls, all the political polls, say Americans do not want impeachment. Both Republicans and Democrats don't want it. That's because there are pressing problems that need to be addressed in Congress. The economy, for example, must continue to expand. Healthcare costs are something Americans are very concerned about. And then there is the border situation. Even independent Americans say they don't want impeachment. They want Congress to start solving vexing problems. The final thing is that Nancy Pelosi knows the election of 2020 is not a lock for the Democratic Party. You have a fractured electorate between the far-left progressive movement and people like Joe Biden. Now, the initial polls say the former vice president is well out in front, and I believe that to be true. It is Biden's race to lose. However, that could change very rapidly if Democrats in the House begin articles of impeachment against the sitting president on no solid evidence. Americans are not going to like that, and they're not going to vote for a party in a presidential election who supports that. So Nancy Pelosi, a very savvy politician, understands all of this. The question is, why do radical left Democrats not understand it? I cannot answer that question. But I can tell you that Speaker Pelosi is playing it conservative, pardon the wording, because she believes the 2020 election can be won by the Democratic nominee, but not if articles of impeachment are launched without very solid evidence. And that is the update message of the day. For more commentary, please check out BillO'Reilly.com. You'll like it, and you can see me. Next, something you might not know. Right back. If you watch 60 Minutes and you own a home, you just got very nervous. The FBI's former head of cybercrimes has warned homeowners that foreign and domestic thieves can steal your home and do it all online. That's because home titles and mortgages are kept in databases that can be hacked. If you have equity in your home, here's how they get you. They simply forge your name onto your home's title, use your home as collateral to borrow cash, and stick you with the payments. And no bank or identity theft program protects you. So you need Home Title Lock, America's leading title and mortgage guardian. For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a barrier around your home's title and mortgage. If cyber thieves tamper with it, we mobilize to help shut it down. You may already be a victim. Here's how to find out. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register for your free title scan and report, a $100 value, free with sign-up. Don't let cyber thieves steal your home. Go to HomeTitleLock.com, HomeTitleLock.com. And now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. The ongoing debate over the removal of Confederate war memorials has stayed in the national spotlight since that awful white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, back in August 2017. Now, rising Democratic candidate Pete Buttigieg is taking it one step further. Mayor Pete is calling for the removal of all things honoring Thomas Jefferson across the country, telling radio host Hugh Hewitt it's the, quote, right thing to do in response to Jefferson's history of owning slaves throughout his life. Mayor Pete conceded the founding father had, quote, an admirable philosophy, but is still calling for the removal of his name from Democratic Party functions, statues, or anywhere the creator of the Declaration of Independence is publicly celebrated. Holding historical figures to modern standards is a tricky situation. The fact is that many of our iconic historical institutions come from rather dubious origins. Case in point, Elihu Yale, a man whose last name may sound a little familiar. Yale was a prominent British slave trader and a major benefactor behind a Connecticut college that would eventually bear his name. But here's something you might not know. Old Eli Yale was so fundamental to the international slave market that he once presided over 90% of the Indian Ocean's brutal exportation of people to the Americas. Historians have long debated Yale University's deep ties with the institution of slavery. Many of its famous buildings are named after slaveholders or supporters of the institution. Mayor Pete may want to think again before calling for the total removal of historical figures from our daily lives. While it may be easy to target Jefferson, Robert E. Lee, Christopher Columbus, and others, it's not so easy to tear down schools like Yale or rename the myriad of Jefferson counties all across America. Real people have real histories. It's the totality of lives that should be considered. Do we really want to do away with Yale? Back after this. We live in a very complicated world, so it's important that you protect yourself and the people you love. That's why I'm happy to tell you about a company I recommend, Wise Foods. Freeze-dried food is a modern-day miracle. Tastes good, is healthy, and most importantly, it stays good for up to 25 years. During Superstorm Sandy, I lost power for 7 days. All my refrigerated food went bad, but not my food supply from Wise. Please visit Wise Food Storage, one word, wisefoodstorage.com/bill, and explore their starter kits and long-term emergency food options. They are even offering free shipping, plus a big discount, 25% off for my listeners. Please go to Wise Food Storage, one word, wisefoodstorage.com/bill. That's me. wisefoodstorage.com/bill, or you can call 855-269-0501. That's 855-269-0501. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.